2 live.
You're now watching two old farts making noises.
Noosh.
Noosh.
We have Noosh's finger.
Yeah.
All right, you
Suppose it.
guys.
Oh, wow. She's going to tell our fortune now, Stephen.
Oh, I like when
How are
people
you
tell my
doing,
fortune.
gentlemen?
Let's get a close up.
In a second, I will be telling your fortune today. Look at this beautiful ball that I have over here for you. And what I see is the prediction is that today, as our second guest, we have a very, very special person that I just recently met. Lucky me, I was there at Jacko's after my first open mic, and I see this gentleman walk by looking so cool with all his rings and his allure and the way he was dressed. Like, oh my God, who are you? Where are you going? And then that was the beginning of our friendship. And he lives part time in East Greenwich, which is a little town not too far from my little town. And he lives here a few months out of the year. And he has this magical, beautiful house that we're going to start today by seeing a few glimpses here and there in the nooks and crannies and the rooms of this wonder right by the river with my new friend Tommy. Tommy, are you here? Are you here? I feel Tommy's vibrations. Is Tommy around? Tommy,
Tommy's
if you're
around.
here,
You
say
better watch out when you
something.
say you feel people's
Say
vibration there. That's a little
something.
kinky.
Say
But wait, you
something.
have to.
Tommy,
But you,
it's
but you,
you.
but you have to tell everybody what Tommy's claim to fame is, because we watched the video of Tommy, um, and where he plays golf. I have to go play golf with him one day. But you have to tell Tommy's claim to fame, I think.
Well, are you talking to me?
Either you or Noosh, either one
Uh,
of you can tell us your claim to fame.
No, Tommy, you should go because you know that story much better than I do. Please
I,
go. That'll be a great
I
introduction.
I have several claims to fame, but I think the one you're referring to is that I live on the most remote Scottish island in the UK. It's called Fair Isle. It's between the North Sea and the Atlantic. And I live in the old Laird's house there. There's 48 people that live on the island. And I run a guest house there. I have an artist studio in the lighthouse. I um, operate, I reinstated the Farrell Lighthouse Keepers Golf Course, which is the most remote golf course in Scotland.
Stephen, that's for you. Stephen must be very excited so early in the morning right now.
I'm thrilled that I can go. I'm going to visit him just to go play golf with the hurricane, gale force winds and whatnot. So yes. So, but
Well,
I want
that's
everybody to get Tommy's backstory because his backstory is fascinating. Before you go forward with him, so they understand, who this gentleman is that you're going to be interviewing over the next couple of weeks.
I'm
Yes.
I'm in the British bird watching circles. I'm semi famous for discovering a rare bird that had never been seen in Britain before. So it was a first record for Britain. And I found it and I identified it, and it caused a big twitching thing where people were renting planes and flying directly to Farrell from London to see the little bird. So
Wow.
that's it's a dream come true if you're a bird watcher. And the British bird watchers are fanatical. They really are.
What is the bird? Tommy, can you tell us? Can you describe us the bird? How does he look like? And she, I guess.
It in American terms, it looks closest to a goldfinch.
A goldfish? The
Yellow.
goldfish in the water?
It's yellow. The bird lives in the Alps and Pyrenees and only migrates from the bottom of the mountain to the top of the mountain, depending on whether it's winter or summer. So it goes to the top of the mountains to forage, and it goes in winter. It comes down the mountain. So it doesn't migrate like other birds. So the chances of it to go to a place like a remote island is very rare. Never been seen in Britain before. So
My goodness, what excitement! Oh,
it was. It's a weird nerdy excitement that.
no, but it's like every nerd endeavors. It's like if you collected stamps and then you find that stamp that everybody thought disappeared, and there it is in an attic of a rotten tower somewhere.
If you're a bird watcher and you list the different species you see, you don't have a chance to see a new species because you've seen everything. So one day a bird is seen and then everybody hops on a plane and tries to go see it. It's quite an interesting phenomena. Which Fair Isle is known for rare birds because it's in the middle of nowhere. It's almost like a fulcrum for bird migration. Like there's a 25-mile bit of ocean, and there's only Fair Isle to stop at. If you're coming down from Scandinavia through Shetland on your way to Scotland and along the coast. So it's quite interesting.
This is a great segue because, I mean, you have to face it. You are a rare bird in the middle of nowhere here. So I have the feeling with my little, it's not a disco ball, a wishful ball, that we're going to go right now, very slowly, through the wonders of this delectable house. While Tommy, I would love for you to tell us the story of how you came to be eventually living here.
So I'm an artist, and I've done a lot of artwork in my life, and the man that owned this house before me collected my art. There's a big piece of my art on the wall there, Noosh.
Yes. Ta-ta!
Yeah, so that's one of my paintings I did in the 80s. And it's dimensional. I have a master's degree in sculpture. And I inherited this house from my friend who collected art. He was a very interesting man, Carl Lannis. He was the graphic arts director for the Museum of Modern Art. And he met lots of people. And he collected my art and a lot of other emerging artists. He liked to support artists that he could actually meet. And he enjoyed the interaction of the artist patron. And so many pieces in the house are things that he had collected. He was well traveled. And he said
how
to me,
did you meet him?
I met him when he bought a piece from an exhibition that I had in Greenwich. I was showing at the White Swan Diner, which is now 111. And he came to my studio in Saratoga. We met. He paid me for my painting, and then he said, "Hey, you want to get some lunch?" And then we drove to lunch. I picked out a spot to take him that I thought was amusing. And on the way, he said, "Oh, there's a yard sale. Do you want to stop?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And we just bonded. Like
that was it. That usually does it, right?
I love collecting stuff. He collecting stuff, and so way back in the 90s or something, he said, "Well, I don't have any children. I don't have any family to leave anything to. You're a young artist. You might need a house someday or the assets. And you know about stuff.
You know about stuff.
Anybody else I could give it to, they would just have a mindless garage sale, and that would bother me. But he said, well, I'll be dead, so it really doesn't matter, but it would still bother me. So now, so I'm leaving you the house. And it's quite a collection, because in the house it's stuff that I made, and stuff that I collected, plus it's all merged with Carl's collection. That's a painting I did in Japan, that cowboy sumo.
This one?
It was an artist residency in Japan. There's a lot of
That's really
of
cool.
Japanese stuff around the house that has that influence.
It's making me hungry, that sumo cheese. Ding dong.
That's upstairs.
So now, how long do you stay here? How much time do you spend here between your island and this magical?
I'm here 2 or 3 months of the year, and then I'm in Scotland for the rest. Like, I'm here right now because I don't have any business in my guest house that I run in Fair Isles. So this is an easy time for me to get away. And I've been here for about 5-6 weeks. And I love the place. I have 2 homes. I never expected to have 2 homes. I never expected to. I can't afford having 2 homes, to be fair. But I'm trying.
I don't think most of us can. Us common mortals.
That's Satsuma. So everything in the house sort of has like a style, a time period, a story. That's a very interesting photograph. That was exhibited at the Crandall Library in 1935. And I guess that guy with the chicken was a doctor who had this pet chicken, and he could hypnotize it. But he would take it all over the place and do kids things in hospitals. But he also was a rummy and would be at the pub in Greenwich, I guess, and the chicken would do shots of beer at the bar next to him.
That's an interesting chicken right there.
So funny. I like chickens. I have chickens in Fair Isle.
You do?
And
what kind of chickens? I know that there is some really cool new, not new, but they're new to me, brands of chicken that look super awesome.
They're mostly just layers. One of them is named, my white chicken is named Princess Lay an Egg.
Oh my God, we're gonna need a picture or an interview with Princess Lay an Egg at some point for whenever you're back on your beautiful little island in the middle of nowhere. So all of those are yours as well, right? I recognize the style.
Those are mine. That's Time to Burn. That's the first piece that Carl bought from me from the diner. Carl, besides being the graphic arts director, that's a little Picasso etching.
That is beautiful. I love how it's framed in the gold. And this must be so nice, right? Because me as an artist, letting go of some of my pieces is not, that's you, right?
Yeah, that's my self-portrait with a Japanese eye.
Very nice. But yeah, as an artist myself, to let go of some of the pieces is so hard, and you get to get them back in your life and live with them again.
It's a very interesting thing, because he bought some pieces that I really love to have back, like that portrait I did of myself in Japan.
Yeah.
But some pieces, I was happy to sell at the time. And I found homes for everything. If it nice. Doesn't stay with me.
That's a good quality. Me, all of my pieces sit with me. So this is this is my one of my favorites. Look at this.
I didn't make this. This was here.
This is just for all of you to know. This is for you. While you have a little wee, you can have your radio that spins your mind out.
Well, it's great to have it there to play with while you're on the toilet. It's great.
Exactly. Very,
Okay.
very creative. Oh, and there's your chicken again. Very nice. So when you how did you manage to integrate? I mean, not manage, but how did you? Because I see it's very dense, so many beauties.
Well, it's a very dense sort of thing. I've moved things around. But it still maintains his energy. I can switch it all up, but it just like I put that trout piece in this room, and there's a couple of pieces of mine behind it and stuff.
Ooh,
But
look at this. We have a whole. Oh, that's nice. So you can turn that around, I guess, and it will give you
it's a
the
Star Trek
constellations. Yeah, no, that's good.
parameter.
I really like this one. Little bicycle people. It's very sweet.
I don't know much about it other than there's a receipt on the back of it.
Let's see. This is a map. What is this map of? Oh, central London. Where will we go to have tea over there?
Like this maps of various cities.
I don't know London well enough. All right, we have a little dragon here. Oh, is this you? Tickle.
Oh yeah,
tickle the nipple. Very nice. So tell us about this room where I see there's many pictures
of autographs. So in the middle there is what's her name? Is it
Joe Van Steel? Joe Van Steel?
Betty Grable. That's Betty Grable.
Oh, Betty Grable. Wow.
Yeah.
So he has all of those autographed.
There's autographs. William Gillette, Red Skeleton, Lillian Russell.
Look at that very hot dude. Do we know that guy?
Very important autograph in the collection.
Oh, creepy.
Carl supported a lot of. That's a beautiful piece.
That is a beautiful piece.
That's a Grant Wood who did American Gothic. So that's a lithograph.
That's very beautiful.
Yeah.
When we can see the fleur de lis, reflecting.
My dad had an art gallery in Saratoga, so I collected art and as well, and that's probably my favorite piece. And
I'm gonna back up a little bit because I know that there's probably something behind that door. Let's see here.
There's more autographs.
Wow, and that's a little dark. I don't know if you can see it.
That's Dirksen Borksen or whatever. That's an interesting autograph. That one. That's
this one?
No, not that one.
This one with the dollar?
Yeah, that's Daniel Chester French. He did the Lincoln Memorial, but locally he also did the Spirit of Life statue in Congress Park in Saratoga, which is a beautiful sculpture, which I just love.
It is a beautiful sculpture.
He has his studio and home as a museum in Massachusetts, Western Massachusetts.
So I see there's more and more signatures here. What is this?
Those are all
just stamps from different places and establishments.
Yeah,
that's very cool. A lot of French places. I like that guy. Someone with taste. Yeah. Obviously. Ooh, look at this. I love this. Tell me more about this.
Like the surface of the Taj Mahal.
Wow.
And all that is stone inlaid into the marble vase. And
this
it's
is magnificent, you guys.
Turquoise and lapis lazuli and
wow.
Mother of pearl and remember what the red stone is.
So I guess he really liked beautiful vases from all around the world.
He
did. Little containers. All right, let's see what we have here. Well, shall we knock? Come in.
Well, it is the bathroom.
Oh, this is the bathroom. More vases.
So there's more autographs. Most of them are like actors and actresses from like 1902.
Hmm.
Carl collected those, and he would go to the auction house for autographs in this
Really?
like books in Manhattan, and
So
he
tell
would
tell
buy
us
a
more.
box lot of odd
Tell
stuff.
us a bit more about this guy that you met at your gallery. So you met him buying an art piece, but who is he? Where is he from? What does he do? What's
Well,
his
I mean,
deal?
he lived a very interesting life. He moved to New York City when he was young, and he was, you know, he's living quite an alternative lifestyle in the 70s and 80s in Manhattan. He was a gay man, and
Mm-hmm.
he was living in like the Chelsea Hotel, which was incredible, and
Mm-hmm.
I remember him telling me, I didn't know that Sid and Nancy were up to all that stuff while I was there in Maplethorpe. He just wanted to see me naked. He
That's what they all say.
It's like, so he had lived he's like, I never went to see Andy factory because everyone was doing it. Like, those
Well,
things you just regret. So,
or maybe
yeah,
not. Who knows?
that's the kids' room.
That is the kids' room. That's so sweet. Oh,
That,
is that
that box
another
is a
flying thing?
lesbian
Oh,
art.
oh my
It's
God,
a
this is
lesbian
precious.
artist.
Let me see. Is that from you?
What? Yeah, that's
Did you make that?
the
This is
turtle.
totally awesome.
That's
Can
not
I move
going
the
to
turtle
go.
on the floor? I just want to see her by herself. Let's see. Look at that awesome turtle. Boing, oing, 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 oing. Can you see it?
I used to teach art classes, and I'd always do a water
Mhm.
sculpture lesson where I would copy Calder.
Mm.
I mean, I developed my own style with it, and I had shows of just water sculptures. Fantastic, fun stuff.
And do you know whose kids drew all of those kids' pictures?
Well,
The
my
giraffe, for example. I love the giraffes.
yeah,
She looks
that's great.
pregnant.
A
And
couple of
scuba
them.
diving.
If anybody's kids gave Carl a drawing, he'd frame it and stick it in this room.
We missed
Several
you.
of them
That's
are
so
by my
sweet.
son.
Look, dear Carl, thank you for the great toys. The wood coin. Oh, I love kids. I love their creativity.
That one's by my son, and that one's by my son.
Oh, which one? This one?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's my favorite. This is very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Here's another Terminator. Here is very fitting for us kids. Very soon, boing boing. Right around Easter. Oh, that's
Hulk.
to believe in something. Oh, is that the Hulk? Ooh, whose flowers are those? Those are cute.
So many things in the house are by artists that I don't know. He patronized the artist visiting stock quite a bit, and local artists all over the area. That's such a wonderful collection of books in the kids' room because everyone's a different kid's name. So
Yeah, I was about to say.
he liked to think that if a kid stayed there, they might be able to find their own name in the.
Oh my goodness, that's nice. We need
He
a
was
Luciana.
he was good friends with Edie from the Owl Pen.
Oh yes, yes.
But Edie's now sold the Owl Pen, so it's new.
Yeah, she sold it to a lovely couple from California.
I met
some new blood.
I met her at the Owl Pen last summer, or
What
whenever.
does that animal sound like? Do we know what sound they make? I don't know. I know what they make when they mate. It's very
I don't
very
know many
intense.
personally or what they sound like.
You've never met one personally?
So
So this is the guest room, I'm guessing, or one of the guest
I
rooms.
call it the camp.
Look at those vases. Those vases look like they won the championship of vases, and they are forever decorated. They can march the
They
parade, the 4th of July.
they are really something. They're just over the
Wow.
top,
They are over the
gilded.
top. My goodness.
I I believe it's some English pottery
Oh, this
from
is
long ago.
some greenery for you, my darlings. Soon is gonna be all green. And soon we're gonna be going by the sea for some of us. Do you know anything about this one?
Well, there was this friend of Carl's living in New York City, and he died of AIDS, and
Hmm.
all of his paintings, he like took them or ended up with them, and they're really nice. The paintings are nice. They're like Edward Hopper style type stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but he never exhibited enough for them to be.
To be
He was
something.
just starting to exhibit, and then what happens?
Oh, I see. I'm guessing is this one from the same as this?
Same
Yeah,
artist.
I can
So
see in
there's.
the colors.
I really love the ones along the wall, the wharf scenes.
Those ones, right?
Uh, if you turn the camera to the other wall,
Oh, this one?
no, the other, over the stairs.
Over the stairs. Oh, those ones?
Those,
Oh,
I think are
nice.
really, really
This is
nice.
really pretty. Wow.
Well,
There's so much here.
show us Akibono. That's a drawing I did in Japan.
Nice.
The big sumo wrestler.
Ta 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 ta! Hello, boobies.
That's an imposing figure.
And what we might have here, I feel like he needs
It's
an outlet, maybe.
I can see you liking that. I don't know who did it.
See, this is something that I always adored from all the old mirrors. The natural formation of patterns always fascinated me. Growing up in a castle, we had so many of those old mirrors, and I'll just make stories of trapped spirits in them, and I was trying to get them out. But isn't it beautiful?
Yep.
The patterns.
Growing up in a castle like you do,
Well, like some do. This one is really particular. I've never seen such strong ones, actually.
I have to share your passion for disfigured mirrors. There's something wonderful about them.
There is something really, really wonderful about them. Kind of links up to that feeling a little bit. And even to that feeling. Ooh, more clouds, more water, and more stairs. All right, let us see where we're going to end up now.
Oh, you missed the blue room and
I did?
the office and the.
Oh my God, you're right. Okay,
and
backward.
the other.
All right, I did miss the room. I'm doing this again. All right.
Yeah.
Are you ready? We're gonna start with those guys.
Reading notes there.
I had a feeling that I did, but I wasn't sure where to turn. This is my second time in this fantastic beauty.
African, and I believe it's a woman's vessel with those compartments in it. It's I think it's a feminine
spaceship.
Facility vessel of some sort. That's my bet.
Wow, look at
this.
this.
Overload of stuff.
Overload of awesomeness. Look at this. Oh my God, can I touch?
Yeah, you can.
Ooh.
That play is great.
My goodness. Do you see how pretty? Wow. So you have the set, obviously. How could we separate them from each other?
That was
That
something
would be
Carl
cool.
picked up along the way. I don't know where he got it, but it's fabulous.
Here we have some more people. Let's see, what are they doing? Did they capture an owl?
There, a lot of those vases are Japanese, and they have the 7 gods and goddesses and of their culture and
Oh,
mythology.
hallelujah. Look at this magnificent mirror. Wow. Mirror,
That
mirror on
mirror,
the wall. Am I the
that's
most beautiful of all? Yes, please tell me about the mirror.
I think it's like from Thailand or something like that. It's one of the
It's
Philippines.
beautiful, and look. Is that your fluffy animal?
Yeah, that's one of my. You know that little mask
is that
there.
a toothpick in his butt?
Well, it's an arrow. There, and it's framed in a rabbit's foot. That's funny because I had collected the other mask of Agamemnon. I'm not sure.
Oh, you did?
So if you look over the bed, there's another mask.
Oh, ta-da!
Yeah, so I had collected that, and Carl had collected the other one.
The other one.
So
Oh, that's so
That's sort
funny.
of funny that our collections,
Let's see. Great minds think alike. Let's see. Who is this
that's President
gentleman?
Garfield. Very interesting life, President Garfield. He was assassinated, but he was shot, and the doctors were so bad back then that it took him like a year to die.
Oh, Jesus.
His biography is really interesting.
What's with all the dollars there?
Carl owned the Empire Diner in New York City as well as working the other place. So he had started it with his friends. And those are all forged bills from his diner.
Nice.
Yeah.
I guess he kept them as an example. And look what we have. You sleep next to one of the best cities in the world, which is La Ville de Paris. Let's see, where would we sleep? At the top of the Eiffel Tower. Very nice. If I had a map like this by my bed, before going to bed, instead of watching Netflix, I'll be traveling through all the streets that I know oh so well. Ooh, wait a second. What is this? I have a little tickle in my mind.
Like I said, my dad owned an art gallery, and I bought that when I was young. That's a Salvador Dali etching, and it's signed.
Beautiful.
Called The Eternal Woman. And up above it is a Leslie Park of she did a series of a man and a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one. She's like, oh, go away.
Oh God, no.
See in your bed.
I guess I can't imagine anything. I got ideas. This is very interesting. I really like the style. Are those pastel? This looks like pastel.
Those are Stephen Lack pastels. The 3 yellow cars, which
there's a very smooth feel to it. It makes me think of Irish liqueur for some reason. I know what to bring next time. More water. All right, we'll end on the boobies. It will be the theme of the day.
That's mine.
Here. That's the theme of every day for some.
That was a palette when I was in Japan, and then it turned into a figure. There's an old picture of my house from the outside.
Which one? You mean this?
Below the mask.
This was a palette?
Below it. No, up.
Below the mask. Up.
The photograph up. There.
Oh, this one. Yeah.
That's the exterior long ago of the house and the country store next door.
Oh, so there was a country store next door.
So the people that own the country store also own the house, or they lived here. And then there's the park back, and And this whole area was all built. So there used to be a dam just below the house, and
I guess this is on. Well, I see a lot of masks upstairs. It's a little bit of a. He looks a little bit Russian, don't you think? No?
I don't know. They do look Russian. I don't know where they're from.
A little bit. Oh, look at this beautiful velvety tassely. Oh, is that one ceramic little tool?
Yeah, I made that.
I think that I feel my crystal ball who is telling me that there is a room somewhere around here filled with them.
Yeah. I did a whole series of ceramic weapons when I was in university.
All right,
Loads
look
of
at that
love.
beautiful little nook. Wouldn't you want to just sit here and write your letters every Sunday morning after church? Oh, what is this? Prince Albert?
Prince
cut?
Albert's autograph. And again.
Huh. Burning pipe. That is funny. Okay, this is one of my favorite spots in the house.
Noosh, you don't
Look at
understand.
this.
Prince Albert McCann is the joke that all the little kids would use at the chemist. They would call the chemist and say, "Do you have Prince Albert in the can?" And they'd say, chemist would say yes, and they'd say, "You better let him out." So that's why everybody's laughing about Prince Albert.
Oh my
McCann,
god.
just so you know.
Prince Albert and the King. Is
Yep.
he doing it one or
Oh,
a
there you
two?
go.
You never know. You could be doing several things.
Well, he's a prince after all.
Hi, guys.
That's to hear.
Hi, we're still here. We're just watching and taking it all in.
I have to
I know,
say,
it was-
I'm looking at the footage of around the house, and it's still too much to take in.
It's I must say
No,
it's
but this is
beautiful.
the
Like
first
a lot
one.
of the things that some of your art gorgeous, the other art is gorgeous. This is like a mini museum, but it's better because it's
It is.
better.
It
So
is
you
a little-
understand my urge to put this for people's eyes and pupils to tickle and feast on.
Yep.
You have to understand, it does feel a little bit like a museum to me because it's all mine now, but it
Right.
feels like I'm showing a lot of my friends' stuff, and I like showing it. It's sort of a strange thing. Like, you wouldn't normally let people just run through your house and look at everything, but
Right.
there's sort of
Well, because they
A
have
little-
nothing to show.
a little bit of a separation of showing the magic that my friend had developed in the house. He loved rugs. Oh, just some of the
I
beautiful
know.
rugs.
We're gonna
Rare
go
rug.
and look at rugs a little bit now.
That's like the only rug that I actually had owned.
No, but
That
it's gorgeous.
That's like an old saddle blanket.
Right.
Oh yeah, I was about
You
to
know,
say, I was like,
Old
it
Native
reminds me of
American
something.
rugs. Great.
Oh.
Now, for you to get
Ooh.
back to Fair Isles, how is that an event, or is that you fly into London, or you're flying into
Wow.
Scotland, and then you take the little hopper plane over? How does that work?
So I'm Tuesday, and I'll have to take the train down to JFK,
Right.
New York, and then out to JFK, and then I'll hop a plane to Edinburgh,
Okay.
and I'll take the bus directly to Dundee, and I'll visit my son for a day or two because he's at University of Dundee, and then I'll
Okay.
take the bus to Aberdeen, and then I'll get on the overnight ferry to Shetland,
Okay.
and then the ferry will arrive at like 7:30 in the morning. I'll take the little bus thing out to the tiny airport, and I'll get on an 8-seater plane, and then I'll finally be back in Fair Isle.
Wow, that's an event. So, is the gentleman that we saw in the in the television series, there's still one guy running the airport, and that's it, right?
Well, there's a fire crew and there's a weather person,
Okay.
and uh, the guy that was doing it, he's semi-retired now.
Okay.
Yeah, that. Um, I mean, it's a very remote place. I mean, it's the most remote island in Scotland. It's not easy to get to.
Right.
I mean, it's not that it's hard. It just takes time and
A
money,
little
I
bit of that,
suppose.
a little bit of effort. Well, the part that I liked, and I was telling this before we came on air when I was speaking to Noosh, is I was
Yeah.
watching you play golf, and I thought that was awesome. I'm like, and I think you back the series said you rent the course for 150,000 pounds a year, and I'm like watching
No,
you
no,
play
no, no.
golf.
You got that wrong.
Okay.
I rent the course for like 50 pounds a year.
Sorry about that. 50 pounds a year. It's 9 holes from what I remember. And you're playing in gale force winds. And I'm like,
6
oh,
holes.
this is all this
6 holes.
6 holes. I was like, this is awesome. So
And,
that
and
was
so the lighthouse keepers, you know, they were Scottish.
right.
They brought. Oh no! Don't go down there.
No? All right.
Well, it's a whole nother.
Okay, we'll do it in another episode. We'll prepare people. We'll keep that PG-13 today.
That's right. So the Scots brought golf to the island, I guess.
The lighthouse keepers brought golf to the island. They had 6 holes around the south lighthouse,
Okay.
and we had 3 holes up at the north lighthouse. And they would have to golf the south lighthouse 3 times to get 18.
Right.
And you know, I bought pins and cups and flags, and they never had that. They had cans from they had these canned mince pie things that they'd be sent as lighthouse keepers. They'd use one of these cans as the hole. They'd use old broomsticks.
Right.
But yeah.
All right. So, gentlemen, now we are in the main room where the rest of the show will be happening. Can we do it on just my camera since I'm
We
right
can.
here and I'm going to be
We
sitting right by Tommy to not have any echo?
Sure. We'll
Yes?
mute Tommy and you sit next to him, and there you go. You have to take out your ear pods
All right.
so he can speak and hear you. There you go. We can hear you, but are you going to sit next to Tommy so we can all talk, or are you walking around? We're here with you. Either is fine.
I'm right here.
I just want to show a little bit
There we
more.
go. No, this is a beautiful. Tommy, your son is going to be very, I mean this in the nicest way. Your son, when you pass, and hopefully you don't pass for many, 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 many years, is going to be a very lucky young man to enjoy this house and the collection that's in it.
He loves this place and the house, and I'm putting post-it notes on the bottom of everything,
Right.
so he knows what stuff is.
Oh, I was
And
wondering
on-
what is, because I saw a bunch of them today for the first
Mhm.
time. Well, the first time for me was yesterday. That was an easy one. But yeah, so that's what the post-its are for.
Yeah,
remember.
because he, well, you know, I take a vase, I put a post-it note inside it, just
Right.
so, you know, I mean, because you got to know it's a Satsuma Moriarty vase from Japan and stuff like that. He has a good grasp of that because he's grown up with me, because I have a collection of stuff in my house in Fair Isle as well.
Right.
But he's good. He's grown up with it. I'm like, you already know more than a lot of people, and the world needs more antique dealers. We could always do that,
It's true.
because he's interested as well. He
Very
likes
cool.
the history of stuff.
I mean,
Well,
growing up with
it's
something like this and a father like you, who's so knowledgeable, I think that's what really brings value to a child when you're surrounded, not only it, but surrounded with the stories behind and the meaning and every line that is depicted in a painting or in a piece of pottery. Why, from where, from whom, makes you dream, really.
Well, he gets it. You know, some people don't get it.
It's true.
He won't have a mindless antique sale or garage sale.
Thank goodness.
You know,
That
he.
would be a crime.
I've taught him how to Google image search, so there's always that. That's the greatest
I did not know
thing
that it was a
for
thing.
trying to research stuff.
yes.
You don't know how to Google image search?
Yeah,
No.
use that all the time when you're buying art or buying an artifact. You use Google Image Search for lots of reasons. Yes,
Yeah.
it's Google Image Search is one of my best friends.
So you just take a picture and it tells you what it is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
something like that.
Pretty cool.
yeah, Google image search. I think that it came as something Google developed because of some woman's dress she wore to the Academy Awards, and everybody was trying to figure out who made it or something. I think there's some story about Google image search that's bizarre, but
We're going to be using you as Google image search right now. I'm seeing this painting right behind you with the roses. Can you guys see it?
You can. We're going to zoom in on it for you. Very pretty.
I don't really know anything about that. I believe that it's an artist from Saw that did it
Oh,
on like some wallpaper and
so
stuff.
Saw in Salem Artworks, a wonderful center that we have here.
Very
Jimmy's
cool.
here that has pottery, glass blowing. What else does it have?
So wait, if I did I hear Tommy correctly that on Tuesday he's going back to Fair Isles?
Yep.
Ah, okay.
Ooh, this-
And now for my real stupid question, because I think you said it in the show. So how's the internet reception in Fair Isles? Is it good?
Well,
So,
it was atrocious. One thing, I mean, I have some sort of box that gets me internet better
okay.
now. I think it's about 3G or so, which
Wow.
is fantastic. Before
Right.
Look at those beauties.
my rings,
Oh, yes.
I like rings.
I see
Very
that.
good.
So before you had 3G, did you have like we used to have basically like a dial-up internet? I don't mean physically dial-up, but it was
I
that
mean,
slow.
it was like a half a meg,
Gotcha.
and I would like try to download like a 2-minute video, and because the power on Pharrell used to go off at 11:30 at night and come back on at 7:30 in the morning,
Right.
because we had an oil generator and it wasn't worth paying the money to throw away all the power all night long.
Right.
So so I would have to download like a 2-minute video at 7:30 in the morning and hope that it downloaded to like YouTube by 11:30 at night.
Wow.
And then there might be a power click in the middle of the day,
Can you imagine
and
that?
then you would lose, and then you'd have to start all over. It
Wow.
was,
That's crazy.
and if the wind was blowing, we might get power all night. We just got 24-hour power like a year and a half ago.
Oh wow.
So that's it's quite an interesting place, and it's out there. It's struggle. It's tenuous in some ways, but in the other ways, it's really just incredible. I mean,
Cool.
really into the wildlife, and
Yep.
if you go to my Instagram account, which is just my name, Tommy H. Hyndman, you can see all the puffins and the killer whales and stuff like that I get to witness firsthand.
Very cool.
Incredible.
Well, I liked it. When I was watching the show, I was watching like you were making your hats, and you took Ben out, and you guys you got your lobster, you showed him the wildlife, and I was just amazed at the beauty, and it was absolutely gorgeous.
Hi guys.
So
This is fun.
She's ringing all my singing bowls.
I see that.
Well, she's not really looking at the bowls. She's out the
I'm
window.
not looking at the balls. You're just listening at the balls. Oh, Steven, that's an easy one for you.
There you go.
Now
Very nice.
we're going to go to one of my favorite parts nowadays, my dears. This is the 50 questions by Mish. So you just answer those. Just the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
All right. First 5 words that come to mind to describe yourself.
Artist, chef, creative person, wizard.
Hmm? Of course you are with all those rings. I'm asking.
Magic.
Ooh, it's favorite time of the day. No, favorite time of the day. Favorite time of the day. That will be a hard one.
Favorite time of the day?
Yes.
It would be night.
Favorite type of metal.
Favorite type of metal. I think say silver.
Favorite color or colors? For instance, I did that questionnaire last week and I realized with my invité that it's not that easy. I understand why people take that long to answer me.
I must say that my favorite color is azure blue.
Azure blue. Ooh, so this is one that we don't have this week, the book of colors.
That's okay.
And although I'm very fond now that I've adopted Carl's love of apricot orange.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it is throughout the house. All right, so for next week, we'll be looking at those 2 colors when I find
Very cool.
the secret of colors that apparently is traveling somewhere for the 1st of April.
There's a certain color, blue, that you find in the Japanese print. And it's just beautiful, pale blue, robin's egg sort of color. And I love that color. I painted a room that color once. And it's just such a great color.
It's a very happy color.
It's happy and
calming at the
serene
same
and
time.
calming. Yeah. It's beautiful.
All right, so that's the color of the week for next week. What makes you smile?
Another smile.
Favorite hobbies or hobby? Well, all right.
Well, bird watching. Bird watching is probably one of them. Yeah.
All right. Quirky things you enjoy.
Quirky things that I enjoy. I love quirky people. They're probably the best kind of people.
I agree.
And but I like quirky objects. As you can probably see, there's some things that are
Very true.
so fun.
For all the quirky objects, for all of you out there, we will be doing different series on this lovely place eventually in the fall. That will maybe go by quirkiness, sentiments, or color. We will have a few months to think about it.
All right.
And though what we'll do is we'll interview Tommy properly so people really get to see Tommy, and he can show pictures of the birds and the wildlife and everything on Fair Island.
We could probably set this up into an island.
Sure.
There you
We'll
go.
meet the birds on the island. How sweet. I'm so
That'd be
excited.
very nice.
Speaking of birds, the reason why I was showing you all of this is because he has a bird feeder all along the window, and all the birds just come all the time to get some nuts.
Like
Oh,
bird
very
feeder.
cool.
It is.
Favorite artists or artists. It's another hard question.
Well, I mean,
Pick one. The favorite artist of the day.
I love like so many different types of art. I mean, like Picasso is a genius. It might not have been great with the women, but he used their energy to make wonderful things.
Exactly.
And-
A wonderful vampire.
But you know, like the paint of John Singer Sargent is, you know, to paint like that is just incredible.
It is.
You know, so there's lots of different
Remarkable.
types of art that, you know, if you wanted to go to something, you know, like the minimalism of Milton Avery is brilliant.
Mm.
You know.
Well, we'll stick with those for today.
Mhm.
Favorite type of music naturally comes after?
Well, I'm very eclectic with music.
I would imagine. Looking
I
at the
listen
house.
to all sorts of things, of old jazz to, you know,
Deep house.
classic rock, not deep house.
Oh
it's
my
not
goodness!
something
So
I'm-
this
I
is
know
my
you-
mission now. All of you people
So-
out there and all of you burners.
Yeah. So, you know, music's wonderful. But sometimes, though, you know, I mean, music saves my life when I live alone on a remote island. I listen to music all the time. And sometimes I go into Spotify and I play some new playlist, new music, just because I don't want anything to remind me and make me overly sentimental.
Exactly.
Because you need new energy sometimes. You can't rely on. Sometimes you've got to play old disco because old disco always works.
Always works. That's
Takes you out of your funk. You
like
always
the tire
smile
in the
and
back of the
start
car.
dancing and
Always.
doing the dishes.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just like
It's funny that it's the only type of music that always works.
it's
You see, I can if
I have a.
Mozart does not work all the time.
You
Deep
can
house
find
does
my
not work all the time.
playlist on
French songs,
Instagram.
same.
I mean, on Spotify, it's called Closet Disco Dancer.
That one does. Boogie. All right.
There was a song by the band that was called Closet Disco Dancer.
You probably know Bonnie
It was
M.
a Russian band, a Russian American band in San Francisco. What's their name?
Oh my god, my mom is looking at you. She's like, which one?
I can't remember right now.
All right, we'll have to think of all the Russians out there who lived in San Francisco in the disco days. Contact us. This is very important.
They're wicked band.
You know Bonnie M. See, Americans, guys, do you know Bonnie M? Please say something. At least you, David, out there.
Oh yeah, we know all about Boney M.
The name of the band is called the Red Elvises.
The Red Elvises.
Oh, sure. One of my favorites. So we watch them every night. The Red Elvises with Boney M. Yeah.
So they're
The terrible thing about Boney M, though, Noosh, is that they only performed the music. They never wrote it. They never sung it. It was all out of a can.
Well,
so they never made any money at all of performing it. It was all went to the producers,
yeah, but
German
how come
producers.
all the Russians they know, I mean, most of the Eastern Europeans and most of the Europeans, they know about Boney M, but here, and it's in English, singing amazing music, and they don't know it here. I haven't.
We live a sheltered life. We live a sheltered life in America. We live a sheltered life in America.
Yeah. I mean, some music doesn't go across the pond. Like Brits don't know who the Grateful Dead are.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I know, because everybody knows the Grateful Dead, and they're dead.
I mean, it's like they just don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Tom, it's because we don't want to know. But there you go. That's another. That's all. It's just too much Americana, you know, and it's a cultural thing. It doesn't bite you.
Yeah, but they all knew who Elvis was. So they all know. They know Elvis.
Well, it was a must-do number, Elvis, wasn't it?
They all know who Elvis.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So. Off with music we go. We'll be dancing to Boney M when we're done here. Things you admire.
Things that I admire. I admire creativity. I admire knowledge in people.
That's the perfect trifecta. If 4 elements were in front of you, which one would you gravitate to first?
4 elements?
Yeah. Water, air, fire, and the grounds we walk in.
I really do like water.
Mm.
All
right.
I feel very fortunate to have this house on the river.
And be then on an island surrounded by water. It's heaven.
I tell you, I literally look out my front door at the ocean. And when I look out the front door in Fair Isle at the ocean, it's the Atlantic to my right. It's the North Sea to my left.
Oh my God.
And either way, when the storm is coming from either direction, it's crazy. And the North Sea is tidal.
Yeah.
So it's all going in and out around the end of the island where I live. So it's like whitewater rafting on the edge of the island.
My goodness.
You know, that's why there's so many shipwrecks that have happened on the island.
We should go to the interview there. I have a tingle in my bringle. There we should be an interview in there.
You're gonna have to get a bigger budget for your show.
Man. Okay, Steven. All right, favorite animals or animal?
Favorite animal? Well, no,
no coaching. No coaching the guests.
So.
No, that's okay. You don't look like a cat.
I like dogs. I take care of my neighbor's border collie all the time. Dog. So it's like half my dog on Furrows. Nice. And the thing had puppies, so that I've been taking care of all these puppies and stuff. So that was really fun.
Well, dogs always keep you happy. So all right. So dogs' favorite season. You who love all the colors, which it's a tough one too.
No, it's definitely autumn.
Autumn. Favorite plants or flowers? Or flowers. You can pick one of each.
Favorite plant or flower?
It can even be a tree. Anything that grows. I'll allow anything that grows.
I'm
quite
fond of daffodils.
I love the daffodil. The one that you blow?
The yellow.
Steven?
They grow really well in my garden.
And you can eat them, right?
No.
Oh, dandelion. So daffodil is the yellow one, the trumpet and Alice in Wonderland. Yeah. All right. Uh-huh. Thank you. Favorite movie?
Casablanca.
Oh, thank God. If anybody tells me, what is it? I can't remember anymore. Older man. Which favorite movie was our guest's favorite
last
movie?
Week, I think he liked Caddyshack. No, I don't remember.
No,
Caddyshack. Yeah, that's like a guy film.
Yeah.
All right, so no, Casablanca is a beautiful movie. A favorite character, real or imaginary?
Favorite character. I'm going to say Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa? Really?
Sure.
We'll have to have a talk about that. All right,
I'm just curious about her, that's all.
Really?
Like, wouldn't you like to have her over for dinner?
I don't think she's real.
One brush stroke and she smiles.
You know?
I don't know if I would take Salvador Dali or I don't know, Benjamin Franklin over her.
Favorite character?
But that's just me. Or Dandelion. I would take a funky Dandelion who dances disco.
Oh my God.
Okay.
All right, sorry. All right.
Okay, well, I would happily go with Venus from Botticelli.
I would definitely go with her too. Can we share?
No.
Oh,
I want her to myself.
All right. Okay. I'll find another goddess. That's okay. All right. How do you feel about storms? Well, after what you said.
Oh my God. I always say a good storm is as good as a sunny day.
I would agree on that.
Because I mean, a storm on Fair Isle is just
I can't even imagine.
You can't. Well, you saw the one that I was in. It was a hurricane, and the first day I went out and I took a bunch of photographs. The second day I decided to make a golfing video in the hurricane.
As one would.
And that video is on YouTube.
Yep.
And it went viral.
Well,
yes.
And every golfer sent it to every other golfer. And and anybody that knew a golfer said it, and it was stolen from me. Like
By a golfer.
Like ABC Sports copied it and posted it out themselves and stuff.
ABC,
It went through Japanese stuff. It was like, but they didn't want to get me views. They had to like steal it and repost it.
Why would somebody do that? It's beyond my comprehension. All right.
It was so funny though.
Lemons or oranges?
Lemons.
Breathe in or breathe out? I know you need both, but pick one.
Breathe in.
Blink in or blink out?
There's one I never heard of. Blink in. Blink in.
Cold, hot, warm, or heat?
Hot.
Holding hands or intertwined fingers?
Do I have to pick one forever?
Just
Or just I think holding hands without being inclined.
Holding hands with fingers intertwined. I like his style. What kind of fabrics do you fancy? Ooh la la, ooh la la. The X-Files.
I like textile fabrics.
Mm.
I like cotton if I'm wearing it. I like, nice chenille. So.
Very nice. And well, just to get a little glimpse of my brain, chenille in French means a caterpillar, one of my favorite, if not my favorite animal. So we do love the chenille. Now or later?
Now. Do you see my clock?
Yes.
Show my clock.
We'll show you right after this question. Strong shadows or ombre? Ombre, which is a stripe or pattern with gradual shading and blending from one color to the other for people that forgot.
Chiaroscuro. No.
That's not on the list. Explain yourself.
It means strong shadow.
Oh, strong shadows we like.
It's a word that they used in the Rembrandts. The clock is right here. Here, this one.
Oh.
That one.
Oh.
So
it's now people from Hong Kong to us.
Get the whole clock in view.
All right. Well,
I've replaced all the numbers with paper clippings of now.
So it's funny. So my favorite, what is it? The thing you put on your wrist that gives you time. Watchmaker is
a watch.
Frank Muller. It's an amazing edition, Le Tourbillon, which replaces every number. I mean, every number is a mess. Is at a different place. So my kind of timing.
There you go.
Never know.
Well, Tommy, we want to thank you. This has been like very cool. And if you can do a show from Fair Island, we would do that. I'm going to leave you and Noosh to figure that part out. And then when you come back,
I'd love to figure out to go live from the Puffin Colony where they're all running around at sunset.
That would we could do something. We can do something.
That.
Yeah, just let us know.
It's one of my favorite things to do is go out at sunset, hang out with the Puffins, and drink wine.
Can we start a fundraiser for me so I can go and interview him there? Boys, I know you can make that happen. Come on now.
All of a sudden, we have a bad connection, David. I don't know why that happens. Anyway,
That is called balonies.
Yes, I'm sure after just hearing how you have to schlep to the island with a carriage, 14 buses, 17 flights, some guys rowing across a little river for you. Yeah, I'm sure we can make that happen for you. We'll see you in about 6 months. So, but
you know what? Fantastic adventure getting there.
Yes.
You could definitely.
That's a show in itself. I can only
you
imagine.
definitely get a show just getting to Fair Island. That's half the adventure.
Well,
it's
Right,
also we
Oh, that's it. The end.
That's all right. We'll talk to you after. Once again, thank you. If you got Tommy will be back, I think in the fall they said, to go through more stuff. We may even do a live show. Tell your friends, like the show.
Emotions is the emotions of the house. Forget the French.